All right, everyone, here we go. How about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me, which we know isn't going to be quick because I'm going to clarify. It's probably 400 cards. I may need to because I have a devil here in the pre-shuffle. But it's not that bad of a devil. It's no big deal. But, well, it is kind of, I suppose. Just a pre-shuffle. I asked the universe, what do you want me to tell everybody for this 3 card, right? So I give it a shuffle and then I hit the record button. Well, I've got 6 swords crossed by the tower initially. Okay? This is a bit of, all of a sudden you find yourself the Hulk. Arguably the strongest superhero, right? And normally you give something a push and not much happens. This time, with a flick of your finger, you can knock a building over. You got to be a little bit careful at that point, right? All of a sudden you got the strength of the strongest superhero. You got to be a little bit careful at that point. That's kind of what's happening here. The energy is a little bit deceptive here. This is just the surface energy, and I got a tower and a devil coming up. Okay? With very little effort, you could do a great deal. You can accomplish a great deal. Go great distances, right? You're going faster than you think you are. You think not much is happening. Feels boring, right? You got your arms crossed there, not even interested in Blondie right there, right? But actually, it's very deceptive energy. There's your devil. And there's your 5 of Wands, and there's your Ace of Swords underneath it. You're making huge strides here. There's very little resistance. In other words, a flick of your finger, and that comes down. Really, in your pre-shuffle here, the devil is bookending the 6 of Swords. You think you're just in a canoe, but really you're moving with the speed of a speedboat. There's a lot happening. So be careful what you do. Be careful what you decide. Be careful what you put out there right now. You're much more powerful than you think you are. Your feelings are much more powerful than you think they are. The universe is reading them. And, you know, if you put something out there in a moment of anger, oh, I wish that person were gone. Ah, fucking they drive me crazy. It might just happen. Be careful. Okay? Be careful. Just like I said in my little example, you're not usually the strength of the Hulk. Usually you could punch the side of a wall and nothing happens. This time the whole fucking building comes down. Alright? That energy is very deceptive. The devil energy creates a mask around it, a haze, if you will. All right, let's give the deck a shuffle. Let's pull 3 cards and a bottom card. I'll tell you, it's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. God, please listen to that. Okay? May or may not. Although I think everybody's a little energetically stronger right now than they think they are. Right? So be careful. If you're here for a reason. It could just be one thing I say. Doesn't even have to be related to the reading. It might be something else. I might give a car tip that saves you on the highway one time. Who knows? So pay attention. Put your listening ears on. I'm full of those. And the reading is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. And it could be near future influence for you when you find it. All right, let's go. All right, universe, let's go. Bottom card, crossing the center card I'm going to pull is the Chariot. That's a powerful energy of forward movement here. Okay, so why is it here? Why is it? Yeah, it's fueled by the 8 of Swords. I don't know if I trust her to drive the Chariot. She's got a blindfold on and seems a little erratic, right? This is the girl that chases you down the street barefoot with a frying pan. Get out! Don't you come back! Right? I don't want her driving a car. I don't want her driving a Chariot. What's going on here? What's happening? 9 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. This is somebody attached to you. This is some motherfucker attached to you. Look, the pre-shuffle was for you. And why would you be getting a warning to be careful? Okay? Why would you be getting a warning to be careful? I mean, so what? I'm the strength of the Hulk, Steve. I can knock down buildings. People live in those buildings. People work in those buildings. All right? Can't be knocking buildings down. You don't know. Unless it's an abandoned yard somewhere, be fucking careful. I mean, if I had the strength of the Hulk, I'd be sitting in a corner not wanting to touch anything. I'd be like, I'm afraid, I ain't going to even go near that. Right? I'm just going to break it. That kind of thing. Well, you got somebody coming towards you. And now, it's not your long-lost runner or King of Wands, Burger King. You got somebody very fragile coming towards you. Okay? Somebody very skittish. And you might trample all over them. All right? It's somebody who wants what you have but doesn't know how to ask you for it. Or it could, the same frequency of energy could play out 1,000 different ways. It could also be somebody who's coming to you for advice but may be afraid to ask you for it. Right? and you may not pick up on it if you're not paying attention, right? Or you may say something, you may just brush over it. You may think that they're there for a different reason. I don't know. You're going to have to just be aware that you're exerting a lot of power right now, a lot more than you normally do. So don't accidentally push a building down on somebody. All right? It's somebody here, it could be somebody at work. They just started. They see that you got the office in the corner, the executive office. This is my abundance energy, independently wealthy. It's my successful person. They want to be successful like you. All right? Don't be afraid to help someone do that. Right? And don't over-exaggerate your own success to make it, you already look good to this person. Again, there's a devil in the pre-shuffle. Devils lie or exaggerate. There's an exaggerated energy. So there's a temptation. Somebody comes to you for advice. Gosh, I'd really like to be at the level you're at. Well, the level I'm at is very difficult to get to, young man. You have to do, and you exaggerate all the steps you took to get there, make it all sound bigger than it is, and all that stuff. Oh my God. It reminds me of what my first guitar teacher was a session jazz player. Jazz musicians know a lot of fancy chords and a lot of theory and stuff like that. And I wanted to learn rock and roll. But anyway, he used to pick on other musicians all the time. He'd say they make it seem like what they do is just this magical, big, giant thing with complex math and all this stuff. And he broke down music theory to me in a way that made it so fucking simple. It makes me laugh at anybody these days that fucking thinks it's a big deal. People love to puff themselves up. That's what he taught me. He said people love to make what they do seem bigger than it is. Okay? And that's what you need to avoid in this energy. Alright? How you got to this, whatever this person wants advice on, whatever this person wants to know, how you got there, there's no need to puff it up. Alright? Shoot straight is what I'm saying. The temptation will be not to, and don't come at me and go, Steve, I'm not like that, right? In this energy, you saw the devil in the pre-shuffle. Anything's possible. You going out of character is possible. And you trample over somebody and you ruin their dreams, right? You ruin their dreams. I mean, it is what it is. I saw so many people do that, especially in my family. They're very prone in my family to shooting anybody down that wants to be better than the base core family. Okay? Shooting anything down. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to go into radio. I wanted to go to broadcasting school and be a radio DJ because I used to, I was into music and I used to listen to the radio all the time, right? And I remember my own father shooting it down. I remember what he said. Here I am, this little Eight of Pentacles, coming to my dad. I want to go into radio. Do you think I could go to the broadcasting school and blah, blah, blah? Oh, you don't want to do that. I talked to a friend of mine who was in there. You're going to start in probably a C market or a D market. You don't make any money until you get to an A market. And, that's just going to be, it's going to be rough. You're going to have a lot of rough years. You really want to try to do something. I mean, talk about discouraging somebody. And I'd have been probably pretty good at it. I grew up to have a halfway decent voice. And I know a lot about music. I probably would have been okay. I probably would have been a shock jock, but I probably would have been okay. And that's what I'm talking about. That's this frequency of devil energy where your temptation is to shoot down some poor little Eight of Pentacles. Be careful about that. All right. So we've talked about that. Let's talk about this. Let's pull on it. Yeah, look at that. Next card out was the Three of Swords. Yeah. Here you go. So if I was to take the next card out, all right, it's the Three of Swords. No, you don't want to do that. It's everything I just said. So don't be like that. Okay? And it's not you. I know you're not like that. No Steve's Love Tarot viewer is that big of an asshole. So what if you start out in a D market or a C market? So what? Everybody starts at the bottom most of the time unless there's nepotism involved. At the end of the day, this is real life. Okay? This is somebody coming to you. No nepotism, no nothing. Be cool. That devil energy will make you say things that are out of character. For some reason, you'll get the urge to puff up your own ego. And you puffing up your ego at someone else's expense leads to Three Swords. And those swords come back on you karmically. So that's why you're getting this reading. Don't do it. Catch yourself before you do it. All right, here we go. Eight of Pentacles. I think you get the idea, but I want to pull on this little Eight of Pentacles here. Oh, somebody got dreams. Somebody coming to you with dreams, and you're going to get... Look, I know why you're getting this reading now. And I know why the Three of Swords was the next card out. I know why I showed it to you, and I know why that's there. Look at this. Just look at the fucking picture, okay? If this reading's not for you, fine. But I think it might be near future influence for a good number of you. That frequency of devil energy is very strong. All right? Somebody coming to you with a dream. Okay? Somebody will. And if you shoot that dream down, I promise you those three swords are going to come bite you in the ass. It might take them a while, but don't discourage somebody from their dream because it takes a while. It's grandma on the freeway at 15 miles an hour. Do not do it. All right? The magician. Cross and red with that is the moon. The temptation is going to be for you to, again, tell someone it's pie in the sky, it's nonsense, it's bullshit, and you're going to instill fear in them in order to get them to stop, in order to puff yourself up. That's what that devil energy is. It's there. It's probably only there for a short amount of time. It's brief, okay? I don't share touching stories of my childhood unless I have to, unless it's part of the energy. I'm not one who likes talking about themselves. But it's important that you understand, okay? I get it. It's probably out of character for you. So let's put that there. So why? What happens if my viewers rain on somebody's parade? Why are my viewers getting this reading? I know it's out of character for you. I know it is. But you've got somebody coming to you with a dream and they're nervous about it. They may not approach directly. I already said they're probably a little nervous about talking to you because you're probably a big deal in whatever they want to talk to you about. And don't come at me and go, I just work at the supermarket, Steve. Don't ever put the word just in front of anything you do, first of all. All right? But, you know, maybe you work in the deli department or something and you work the slicer real well and somebody wants to ask you about it. You start puffing up, oh yeah, the slicer, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to make sure you said it just right. If you don't say it just right, you get them so full of fucking worry and fear that they end up cutting their fucking hand open because they don't have the confidence, the magician, confidence to do it. They're too afraid. Anything like that, you can't be afraid to do. Anything, you know, you can't be afraid if you're a carpenter, you can't be afraid to swing a hammer. You'll hit your hand every time. If you are, you'll be all nervous. Oh God, oh God, oh God, you know. I mean, be careful of this energy. It is what it is. It applies across the board. It doesn't matter if you work at the supermarket or whatever. People love to puff up what they do. You'd be surprised. You want to do an experiment, a social experiment? Next time you're on break at your supermarket, go outside and talk to one of the baggers about what they do. Watch them puff it up. Oh yeah, this one lady, I had to calculate in my head where the yogurt went and where that went. Oh, they'll make it sound like what they do is fucking rocket science. Like they should be over in Switzerland, you know, trying to find the God particle, you know. I mean, it's just human nature. And it's here in this energy with that frequency of devil energy here. So let's find out why you're getting this reading. Let's find out. Nine of Cups at the bottom. Queen of Swords, the Star, and the Ten of Swords. All right. Your job is not to discourage, but to encourage somebody to get better. I got to clarify that Ten of Swords, but I want to be sure. It's the Star. It's part of your, well, I don't like using this. I don't like saying this because it pisses people off. But it's a test, in a way. It's not really a test. We don't get tested the way people think we do. It's just, it's designed to raise your vibration, to see where you're at. It's a chance for you to see where you're at, to see if you're the shit or if you're just shit. It's an opportunity. We don't get tested. We get opportunities to see where we are, where we stand within the energy around us. Am I a shithead that's going to discourage somebody? Or am I someone who's going to tell the truth like it is and not sugarcoat it, whatever the case, to help somebody tend to the end, dead end, right, that lead to a new beginning, move on to another level. It's a chance to see where you are. The energy is right for you to see if you're the shit or if you're just shit. And if you puff up what you do to try to discourage somebody else from doing it just to make yourself feel like a big man or a big woman, I promise you, you're shit. Okay? And not the shit. All right? At the end of the day here, that's what's going on. But I got to clarify the 10. The 10 of Swords. Why is this so important? This is very important. This energy here, it's a 10. That's some pretty powerful shit. It's not like you're just moving somebody up to the 9 of Pentacles like you. This is somebody who might go on to be better than you at what you do. It really is. Who was it? It was Bon Jovi in the early days. Toured with a band called the Scorpions. I don't know if you remember the Scorpions. Rock You Like a Hurricane, all that stuff. This was in the early days of Bon Jovi. They weren't big. They weren't a big deal. And John Bon Jovi to this day still thanks the Scorpions. They were a big help. They were a big deal. They offered a lot of great advice. And Bon Jovi ended up going on to become a much bigger band than the Scorpions. That's why I'm pointing this out. Bon Jovi went on to like legendary status. But the Scorpions were a big help to them in giving them advice and telling them what to do. This is your role here. This person might go on to be even bigger than you. It's a big deal for you to help them out. You get a lot of karma for it. It's attached to a star card. It's a chance for you to see where you're at. I'm going to pull on the 10 of Swords here. I'm done shuffling. It's crossed by the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. It's the would-be king or the would-be queen. It's the most love I can pull from the deck. Somebody here. Oh my God. What do we get? The King of Wands. Yeah. And this person, whoever this is that's coming to you, listen to me. Whoever this is that's coming to you, I've got the second card of divine timing. They have a destiny of some kind. It's your job to puff them up. It's your job to make them feel like they can do it, not make them feel like they can't, not make them feel like shit. It's your job to increase their passion, to teach them things that they'll need to know. Okay? That's it. That's all I can say. For you, you get to see where you're at. You get some juxtaposition. You get to see if you're someone who, are you high vibration or are you low vibration? Are you more worried about how you look or are you worried about helping somebody else? It's a nice energy. But beware. That devil energy is there. It was there in the pre-shuffle. Even if it's out of character for you, the inclination, you will be inclined to puff yourself up. And in the process, you will catch yourself doing it. Gosh, am I discouraging this person now? Oh, you'll never be as big as me. What if the Scorpions had said that to Bon Jovi? Oh, you'll never be as big as us. You guys, you'll be a flash in the pan. Ain't nothing. I got nothing to tell you. No advice. Don't worry about it. No big deal, right? Like my father with me with radio. Maybe I would have been on the radio. Maybe I would have been a DJ in an A market. Maybe I would have been up there with Howard Stern. I don't know. I've no idea, but I never did it because, you got to start out in a C market. You're going to be hungry, whatever. All because, my dad wanted to puff himself up. He often did, Wanted me to work with him in the construction business. Didn't want me going off and being some big radio star. So, had to do that. That frequency of devil energy is what makes you do that sort of thing. So, don't be somebody's later down the road, what if, I hadn't been discouraged. All right? So, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I've done my best here. This energy is here. All right? And you may catch yourself, and if you do, stop yourself. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches.